challenging some of Calgary's most creative culinary minds to come up with gourmet recipes featuring Spam. So up for the challenge and wrapping things up with a spectacular Spam Wellington is Nicole Gomes of Nicole Gourmet Catering. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
You love Spam.
I do, actually.
You grew up on Spam.
I did. My dad, when we go camping, he'd like fry up some Spam steaks, about that thick, nice and crispy on rice and a fried egg.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So
it's
this
like
is
a
in
little
the wheelhouse.
Yeah, it's nostalgic.
Okay, but you're going from fried Spam steak to Spam Wellington.
Wow.
Now, do you typically work with Spam?
No.
No. So this was a fun challenge for you then.
Yeah, it was really fun. I really took this seriously.
Okay.
And Wellington, if you don't know, is actually a puff pastry wrapped, usually beef tenderloin or pork.
Right.
And it has usually a pate of some sort. So like a mushroom duxelle
Okay.
is a fancy name for mushroom pate. And all you do is you take mushrooms and put them in a food processor, and then you saute them with onions and garlic, and add the puree, basically, of mushrooms, and cook it down till it's dry. Because there's a lot of moisture in mushrooms.
Okay, so that's traditional of Wellington.
Exactly.
Okay, where do we start?
And so, like, I would just take this chunk of Spam.
Yeah.
This is the easy method, okay? And then I just line it with a layer of this pate on top. It's really, really easy. And the pastry I'm using today is puff pastry. And, you know, it's quite a process to, like, make puff pastry. So I suggest that you go to your freezer section at, like, your grocery store or a bakery and buy all butter.
All butter,
yeah,
okay.
and that's the only suggestion I have is that it's all butter pastry.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other pastries that are made like well, I'm not going to say the name, but
right.
all the other pastries are made of like hydrogenated palm oil and stuff, and they're not really good for you.
Okay, so, and butter tastes better.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Oh.
Okay, now you're going to help us wrap this up.
Exactly.
So this is a really, really simple recipe, but
it's like kind of
a gourmet variety.
They said gourmet, so
yeah.
I did it. So basically you just wrap, I always like to start with the top of the mushroom down, and then you just wrap around. This is so easy. And then, and around. And you get like a log, basically.
A Spam pastry log.
Yep. And you bake it, I egg wash it again all the way around.
Right.
And then I bake it for a good like hour at 375 or so until the pastry's cooked. And you end up with this.
Crispy on the outside.
Yeah, and to make it even fancier, now
Let's get fancy, Nicole.
Because
let's go for
we're
it.
getting fancy. Well, so like I made a jus, which is basically veal stock reduced down with red wine, and I'm going to flood this bowl with it.
Okay.
And now jus, okay, so veal stock, where do you get that? Farmer's market, and then you just reduce it down till it's a rich color.
Do you prefer to use veal stock, or could you go beef?
You can go beef, you can go anything. Like, you don't even have to do a sauce. It's just this. You said fancy, so
Yeah,
like,
we're going fancy.
I'm upping my game now.
We like this.
And
now, in terms of the Spam, when you're cooking it through the pastry, does it act like a beef or a pork? Does it have the same moisture content?
well, if you don't know about Spam, it's actually fully cooked. You can eat it right out of the can.
Right.
So, no, you could eat this cold, and then it would be a pâté en croûte, really. That's the fancy name for pâté in pastry.
Okay.
And so, I don't think you need to worry about cook time or anything. It's just about the pastry being cooked, because
Right.
everything's cooked anyways.
Okay, and what else do we have here?
And so I made a cream spinach to top it all off. And it's basically cream reduced, and then I sauteed some spinach with shallots and garlic.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like, I know, right? We're taking it to the next level. And then you just cut into the, now this is the full block form of the Wellington. What I did at home is I did a test trial.
Yes.
And I did a reformed pastry, or Spam log. And I pureed half of it, and then I chopped half of it, and I made this like chunk of Spam.
Of pâté.
Basically.
It looks
and
like
so
it.
what I did, and then to make it even fancier, I wrapped the whole thing in mushrooms. Like you can see it. It's like,
Right, couple different options.
But this is the easy method.
And just slice that up.
Just slice it.
Beautiful.
You just serve it right on the cream spinach.
There you go.
This is very gourmet, Spam.
It looks like, well, you make it gourmet, Nicole. Okay, how can people find you?
At NicoleGourmet.com or on Twitter at Nicole Gourmet.
There it is.
Yeah.
Spam Wellington. Delicious and simple. That was incredibly easy.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a Wellington.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nicole.
You're welcome.
Delicious.
Thanks for having me.
Spam Wellington on the menu here, wrapping up our Spamuary with a bang. Looks delicious. And Dave Will, I think that there's some